The Moonlight Mystery, a free short story by Karen Pescatori. That's me. Once upon a time, on a cool autumn evening, Phoebe and Luana had a sleepover at Phoebe's house. The air was crisp, and a full moon cast a silvery glow across the neighborhood. The girls snuggled up in their sleeping bags, whispering about school, books, and of course, mysteries. Just as they were about to drift off, they heard a faint tinkling sound. Both girls sat up, wide-eyed. "Did you hear that?" Phoebe whispered. Luana nodded, her eyes shining. It sounded like it came from outside. They tiptoed over to the window and peered into the backyard. There, under the moonlight, they spotted something strange. A tiny shadow moving near the garden gnome, who seemed to be standing a little farther to the left than usual. "Did Mr. Gnome move?" Luana asked, raising an eyebrow. Phoebe nodded. "And look, there's a little sparkle next to him." Curiosity took over, and with a quick grab of their flashlights, the girls slipped outside. As they approached, they noticed that the gnome held a small, rolled-up note tied with a shiny ribbon. Luana carefully unwrapped it, revealing a tiny message. "Find me if you dare. The treasure's close and rare. Just listen to the chime for clues hidden in the rhyme." "Ooh, a mystery!" Phoebe grinned. "I love treasure hunts." Luana nodded, glancing around. "Do you think that tinkling sound was a clue?" Phoebe snapped her fingers. "Let's follow it." The two girls tiptoed around the yard, listening for the faint chime. It led them to the big oak tree at the edge of the garden. Underneath, they spotted a small, shining bell hanging from one of the lower branches. Attached to it was another note. Phoebe carefully took it down and read aloud. "By the garden, near the stone, where only brave ones roam, the final clue you'll seek is hidden where shadows peek." They looked at each other, eyes wide with excitement. "The garden stone," they said together, rushing over. Behind the stone, they found a tiny box with a keyhole in a small shallow. Luana picked up the box and attempted to open it. "It's locked." Phoebe looked around, noticing a glint of metal half buried in the garden soil nearby. She quickly brushed away the dirt to reveal a small silver key. "Look, Luana, do you think this is the key to the box?" With a nod of excitement from Luana, Phoebe inserted the key, and with a click, the box opened. Inside were two beautiful, tiny silver lockets, each with a heart-shaped pendant. Beneath the lockets was another note. "To the best mystery-solving friends, keep this as a reminder that every clue can lead to magic." Phoebe and Luana smiled, slipping the lockets on as they hugged each other, their first bedtime mystery solved. As they headed back inside, they agreed this was the best sleepover ever. As Phoebe and Luana tiptoed back into the house, they found Mrs. Chen waiting by the kitchen door, a warm smile on her face. "Did you girls find the treasure?" she asked, raising an eyebrow knowingly. Phoebe's mouth dropped open in surprise. "Mom, did you set all this up?" Mrs. Chen chuckled, kneeling to hug both girls. "I know how much you two love playing detective," she said, giving them a wink. "I thought a little bedtime mystery might make your sleepover extra special." Luana giggled. "You're the best, Mommy Chen. This was the most fun we've ever had." Mrs. Chen handed each girl a cup of warm milk. "Every detective deserves a reward after solving a mystery," she said with a smile. "And remember, sometimes the best clues are those left by people who care about you." With hearts full of joy and heads full of dreams about their next case, Phoebe and Luana sipped their milk and gave Mrs. Chen one more hug before heading to bed. As they lay down, they whispered about how lucky they were to have someone who understood their love for mysteries. And just before they drifted off to sleep, They both agreed. Phoebe's mom was the best mystery maker in the world. I hope you enjoyed that story. Good night, little ones.